Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Do 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 do. So, funny story is we have been here since about 8:30, and we forgot to go live, which is a funny story, but not so funny. We're sitting here like, oh, we should probably start this show. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, Saucy and friends. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. Because of the time that we have literally sat here thinking that we were doing the show and not doing it, we are going to get through all of this today. It is Super Tuesday, so we do have a super interview with Counselor at Large Ruth Z. Louisiane, who is going to be talking to us about submitting her papers to continue on her engagement as a civic lighter. Lighter is leader, for you guys that don't know. Thank you very much. What is this? Yes, so good morning. Quick check-in. We got the birthday boy in the building. Well, one of the birthday boys in the building. Belated birthday boy.
Your birthday too?
Yes, yesterday. Big birthday.
That's why I am tired right now.
Happy birthday.
And y'all went out and I didn't know nothing.
We didn't go.
I'll do nothing. I'm boring, yo.
You.
Thank you.
Oh man, I'm scared to ask.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Scared to ask how old.
I'm scared.
Oh no, you're still. You got one more year left. Huh?
I'm young, yo. What are you talking about?
You're almost there. You're almost middle age.
Man, my mother called it. Well, she said, I remember my over the hill birthday.
I
I was like, wait,
is
what
40
are you talking
over it's almost
It
40
is.
over the hill?
Almost 40 is over the hill.
It's over the hill?
Nah.
Oh, damn.
I refuse to believe it. I'm cutting this beard off immediately.
I'm over the hill in September.
Yo, what's the number? How do you get Beijing? What is that? Is it time for that?
What?
Should I start painting my scalp?
Oh no, don't do that.
Should I start doing that?
You do it. You get it lined up with the beard.
I need to get the
beard. You get
the
it.
Steve Harvey lineup.
Nah. Just get a little bit of the DJ Khaled.
The DJ Khaled joint.
Mix it up, Khaled.
I love aging, man. Yo, you either age or you die.
You should.
Listen.
You should get a S curl in your beard.
And a little S curl.
Yeah, make it mad wavy.
What's going on?
And curly.
I love that y'all are doing my midlife crisis for me. Man.
I know, but you're not even there. You still got one more year.
Yeah.
However, I am going over the hill in September. Everybody save the date. All right. Everybody's putting out their dates for Christmas. We'll put out my date for my birthday. September 24th. We outside.
Whoop, whoop.
We inside. Well, we inside and we dressing up. It's big people party.
I'm gonna zoom into that party.
I don't know what we're doing yet. I know the theme. I think I've landed on the place.
Is it gonna be here in the country?
It is gonna be here.
Okay.
I'm gonna do an not in-house. I'm gonna do an in-state birthday extravaganza.
Yo, Hot Sauce 40 is going to be crazy. That has to be ridiculous because your odd birthdays are ridiculous. So this is gonna be nuts.
Oh, it's like an all white something.
No, it's not. It's gonna be the opposite of all white
right,
and not all black.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense. that makes all the sense. All right.
See, Tika said, what are you talking about? The 40? That's what I feel, Tika. I honestly feel like when you turn 40, you're an actual adult. So that you could be like, I'm 40. I don't have to do that.
You feel
I'm 40. I don't need to do that.
Oh man, at 40?
Yes.
Yo, there's something wrong with us.
Ooh, carnival wear. No. You guys gotta wear clothes. Carnival wear. No, it's big people party. You guys have to go to a you guys gotta go to a boutique and buy an outfit. Birthday, I do. Yeah. A boutique and buy an outfit. It's gotta be 3 pieces of outfit too.
3 pieces of outfit.
3 pieces of outfit.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a Coachella.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool too.
Hot sauce chella.
Hot chilla.
Hot chilla.
Sauce chilla.
Yo, these are good ideas.
No, not that one.
No, you don't.
Not sauce chella.
No, nothing with chella on it.
No. Okay. Oh, yeah. There's too much chella going on. Chella. Anyways, Tristan, did you recover yet from your weekend?
I did. Yeah. Actually, yesterday I don't think I've driven so much on a day before. I was driving from everywhere to everywhere. I was in Somerville. It's quite a troop to drive to Somerville.
Yo, it's always an hour. No matter where you're driving from, it's an
That's
hour.
how I feel about Hyde Park.
It doesn't make sense.
Hyde Park, I feel
better.
like to get from Roxbury to Hyde Park, you are in that car for no less than 30 minutes.
Yo, it'd be 2 a.m. There'd be some random construction in the road. Hour. Yo, if you're going anywhere, Boston, Somerville, Cambridge, just quote an hour, bro. That's it.
Terrible. But yeah, that's it.
Do something. Who the mayor of this town?
You know,
Do something
I
about
did go
traffic.
to Friendly Toast yesterday. Got some nice food from Friendly Toast. You know.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna stop ordering what I gotta order chicken and waffles. I'm gonna stop doing that.
Why?
It wasn't busting.
Is it black? Is it black owned?
Friendly Toast?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like a chain. It's like a stoner restaurant. It's like a stoner brunch lunch.
But I don't think I could buy.
We went there before.
been
You
there.
went
You've been
there with
there.
us.
I've been there, but I'm gonna be honest. There's something about getting chicken and waffles and things like that in a non-black owned facility.
I tell you.
Like I'm not gonna
But-
get
but-
the chicken
but
tiki
I will
marsala out of
say- I
non.
will say if you're gonna get a chicken and waffles, because their waffles have bacon in it. It got corn in it.
All that.
You know, then it got pickled onions that go on it with a sour cream with a hot honey.
Sounds
So I
foolish
get that.
to me.
That sounds. That's mad. That doesn't. Yo, that's like you know what?
Yeah, me and my mom went
That's
to
sugar and
breakfast the
grits,
other
yo.
day, and it was a funny story because she kept on asking me what we got after we left because she couldn't remember what the meal was. I'm like, look in the box. What is it? And she's like, it's a piece of chicken and a biscuit. Yes, Ma, that's what you got. You got chicken and a biscuit. That's what it is. Those are my favorite meals for brunch. If there's no chicken and waffles on the brunch menu, I don't feel like it's brunch.
Really?
I won't eat it unless it's an omelet with a toast and
Yo,
some
you
pancakes.
eat. Yo, I like eating with you because you eat nothing, so I just steal off of your plate.
Exactly, that's the best thing to do.
Oh, man.
I don't want any of it. Anyways, let's get get this show started. Let's get this show started with our Around the Way news. Spark FM Online, Saucy and Friends in the Morning starts right now.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Tues.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
The only thing that does matter is great music, and you will find it here.
The all-new Spark FM.
All right, before we get into our awesome interview, we're going to get into the local news so you can find out what's around you guys and what's going on. What all the craziness. The first story that I pulled up is on brand. A man arrested after vampire straw found in a bag at Logan. Here's what that is. What the hell is a vampire straw?
Okay.
I was trying to Google.
Please.
Oh, okay.
I'm
All
afraid to
right, all
Google
right.
that.
So it is heading to Logan Airport for a trip anytime soon. Make sure you don't have a metal straw designed to double as a weapon in your carry-on bag. A 26-year-old man recently found that out the hard way. The passenger was attempted to bring a so-called vampire straw through security, according to a Twitter post from TSA spokesperson. The person was arrested and Massachusetts State Police confiscated the weapon. According to the image, the item appears to be manufactured by a company that sells knives and other weapons. This titanium vampire straw is marked as a self-defense weapon that can be used as a sturdy everyday straw.
All right,
I want one.
Yeah. You would want that.
The company advertises the item as something that can be used like a
I get it.
dagger that can puncture most synthetic materials. The vampire
it's like a
straw is also
survival.
a very effective tire deflator and can be carried in a cup in public without attracting attention. From a cup, the vampire straw is very easy to deploy in diverse grips and put into action almost instantly, the company's description reads. Well, I wouldn't have thought that I couldn't bring this on the
That's a lot
plane.
of free advertising.
Yeah, and wouldn't any metal straw be considered a vampire straw?
That's how I feel as well.
Everybody's gonna buy one of these now.
I will buy one because it's a straw that I can use to drink my drink
Yeah,
and
it's
stab
like a
somebody
survival
in
straw.
the neck.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. We have why do we owe why in America we design everything to kill something? Like everything's like tactical. Like Yeah, I was looking up those little baby Bjorns. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
The things that you carry the baby with.
Yeah.
I want one of those.
Those are tactical too?
They got tactical baby Bjorns.
Like
They look
what?
like,
Like
they
you
look like
getting-
bulletproof vests.
Like you go into war with the baby?
Yo, it don't make no sense. And I was like,
Okay.
I kind of want that.
Yes.
Because the Velcro is very, useful.
I don't even got a baby, but now I want a baby tactical bulletproof Bjorn.
Yeah, only in America.
That's dope. Wow. It's just like go gadget.
I'm gonna get that with my metal straw, my little vampire straw.
And you're ready to go. You can
Yo.
protect your family.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm Blade.
Authorities warn of fake Massachusetts university. Urge wait. It's a fake university. Urge misled students to come forward. Wait, there's a fake school?
You surprised?
Authorities in Massachusetts are warning the public of a fake Boston-based university that touts itself as one of the finest educational experience in online learning. You've probably never heard of Massachusetts Central University because it's a bogus operation seeking to scam prospective students, according to state officials. The phony but convincing website promises to prepare students for dynamic careers with a 95% placement rate that will lead to a competitive advantage over your peers. The school also claims it employs top class professionals, 45% of whom hold Doctor of Philosophy degrees. Yo, that's crazy.
I think that's where George Santos went.
Absolutely.
That's
George Santos definitely
that's
is.
where he went.
He's probably got an honorable doctorate.
Yeah,
from
and all
there
them
as
nurses,
well.
all them nurses in Florida, they went there as well.
Photos of the proposed facility appears to be stock images and also appears on a similar website called Houston University of Science and Technology.
Wow, look at it. Hold on.
That is not. This is a fine schooling, huh? It's a top tier at New England education.
Oh man.
Wow, that looks great.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, they are definitely doing some learning.
Like they got wow. This
Yeah.
is a fake school.
Yo, honestly, I was gonna.
Who's gonna
I can't
apply?
even make fun of people for falling for this.
Because how would you not fall for it? It's clickable links.
Yeah,
It's all of the things. It looks like a really
That's pretty
professional,
scary.
great school.
yeah,
Oh no, that's terrible.
that's scary.
Oh, they got facts. They got a mission statement. They got faculty. This is fake.
I mean, there are ways to check. Like there are ways to check accreditation and stuff like that, but I don't think most parents or even most and I guess and I'm pretty sure this was catered to adult learners,
Yeah.
people that are trying to get back into school, probably desperate, trying to really look for a cheap way of
Education.
increasing their prospects in the
But
workforce, and they
it's-
took advantage of that.
To the kids that do know it's fake, this would be lit too. Like, yeah, ma, I got accepted to college. I'm going away for the semester.
Yeah, I watched that movie.
That's-
That sounds like that. I would
There's
watch.
a movie like that.
Yeah, I would watch that movie.
What's
Like
the-
that would be lit.
that would be crazy.
Mhm.
That like, oh, my son's at my
What was the
son or
movie with
daughter
the
is
fake
at
school?
as
There
at
was- there
American
was.
Massachusetts Depart. What is it called?
MCU. Is that what it is?
MCU.
Yeah.
Good for not good for them. That's terrible. That's terrible fraud. But
Yeah, I
Um,
want people to call me doctor. They handing out PhDs over there.
you probably can write
Accepted.
in and
Ah,
get a
word.
little pay them a little money, get an honorable doctorate.
Me and Black
You
China.
call PhD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a movie like that called Accepted. That is-
Accepted?
Yeah, the dropouts made a fake college. But it-
Oh,
and it was like a big
see,
summer
yeah.
camp.
that's
Schneider
crazy.
hero.
That's a real life thing. Everybody is creative. Santander Bank to close 16 branches in Mass. I thought Santander was doing good. Santander is not doing good.
I mean, I don't know. There seems to be an issue with these banks, so we'll see what happens.
With all of the banks.
I hope not.
This is why this
I
is
hope
why
not.
those stock X people that be hitting you up on social media be telling you not to invest in no banks and to invest into the stock market. 'Cause
Yo,
they know
nobody. Yo, stop.
everybody with a little graph in their bio
Yeah.
is really good people that you should talk to often.
I'm-
They are bullies.
Yo, some of them make money. Some of them definitely make money.
Was this Forex people?
I mean,
What is Forex?
don't ask me. Foreign exchange or something like that. Like
Mm.
people trading. Like I don't know. I'm not into any of that. But I know some people that make money off of that. But if you're learning about it on Instagram, yo, I doubt it's gonna help you make a lot of money, bro. Like, go read a book.
And then we got two more. Boston kicks off rollout of 750 electric school buses.
Nice.
So
I'm hoping that these are safer vehicles.
Yeah.
and that maybe the scheduling because of their new buses can be a little bit more refined, and that the children will be safer. And then it lowers carbon emissions.
How the brakes?
And the brakes on a new bus, I feel like they should be good.
And I only ask that because I don't know if you guys heard about that bus driver that hit the brakes on them kids.
Oh yes, and they went up. Weren't they acting up though?
They was acting up. He tapped the brakes. He was like, "Listen, y'all sit."
That's not.
He did a little brake tap.
That's not safe.
And the kids got on their cell phones. I didn't know kids had cell phones nowadays. Those kids got on their cell phone
Sit
so
down,
quick.
sit down, sit down, sit down. Boop. All right, everybody.
Yo, he lost
everybody
his
sit
job
down.
expeditiously.
Immediately.
Yo,
They could have changed how the bus looks though.
You got to get the nostalgic yellow school bus, Tristan.
Hmm? Yeah, you know they want to be
You got to-
incognito.
you got to be able to recognize it. Make 'em blue. Make it a red bus.
It's a conspiracy.
It is. The housing crisis, mass investigating department with critical role in housing crisis. Oh boy. Is there, I think you have the story for this. He's gonna pull up the clip so we can find out about housing. And we have Counselor City at Large Ruth Z here, so we can, tag team.
The department has an important mission to help homeless families find affordable housing. Our Kathy Curran has exclusive information tonight.
The department is still having a really tough time finding emergency shelter for families in need. Through records and multiple sources with direct knowledge of what's happening, we've discovered state investigations are underway within DHCD involving complaints against upper management and concerns about how cases are being handled.
Just please help us.
A plea for help from a mother stuck living in one of the state's emergency assistance hotels with her daughter and nowhere else to go. The state first placed them in the congregate shelter setting at Devon's in January in challenging living conditions.
There was one room, 60 people in it, and there was a lot of kids there, but pretty much you could only have what fit under your two cots.
Now they call a room at the Baymont Inn in Kingston home.
I'm here with my 6-year-old who missed 3 weeks of school, not because of me, but because I was being moved from place to place.
This family is just one of hundreds being housed in hotel shelters, while the homeless coordinators working for the state's Department of Housing and Community Development scramble to try to find affordable housing for placement. The cases continue to pile up.
There's a lack of shelters in the state, and there's a lack of homeless coordinators inside DHCD to do that work. The caseloads they're really high.
Dave Foley is the head of the union representing those workers who have a critical mission during this crisis.
The workload is completely overwhelming, which leads to a problem with retention in the agency. We're also hearing that the lack of direction and lack of clear protocols it's confusing for workers, and it's unfair to the families that they work with.
According to the union and data we obtained, there are only 40 homeless coordinators handling the entire state caseload, with almost 6,000 new applications for emergency shelter filed last year. Since January, the state has only been able to find permanent housing for 5 of the families living in hotels.
What grade would you give DHCD when it comes to helping homeless families?
D.
A D.
Why?
I don't want to flunk them completely if you're asking me to grade DHCD, but they are not equipped currently. They don't have the staff to perform the mission that they're supposed to perform.
Department emails shown to the NBC 10 investigators sent from some of the family's lawyers, social workers, and organizations trying to help show some of the challenges of the work. Conditions at one shelter called completely unacceptable. Unsafe sleeping arrangements for infants in another. No access to food at hotels. Hunger and insufficient nutrition is affecting some new mothers' ability to breastfeed.
Sources tell us the investigations into the inner workings of DHCD are being handled by agencies that look into him.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I mean.
So the other day, this was my question.
Yeah.
There are so many buildings being built in Boston that are supposed to have affordable housing that we know are not affordable housing. There are so many people moving into Boston that can afford these high rise, but we're still having an unnecessary amount of issues finding people places to stay.
So I agree with Sky. Giving it an F.
He gave it a D.
No, Sky. So somebody commented. I think that the entire country, when it comes to this issue, gets an F. Like, there's no reason in the United States of America that anybody should live like that.
Absolutely.
Like, at all. Like, if you like, we have more than enough resources to supply everybody with the basics they need to live, right? Eat, have shelter. That doesn't make sense to me. So until we solve that, it's always gonna get an F. And as far as answers, like how you solve it, you spend money on it. You find a way to pressure your I know we're going to be talking to somebody today who's probably passionate about this subject, but you have conversations like hopefully we have today about it.
I also, and maybe it's an unfair comparison, maybe, but I feel like all the money that United States, and if we're talking about United States as a whole, all the money sent down to like Ukraine and things as such. And I know it's an unfair comparison because they are going through war, but some of them billions I feel could have been used to attack the homeless and hunger crisis that we have here in America.
That money that went to Ukraine would probably address the homeless crisis in California.
Oh.
Right? Maybe. I mean, that's billions, and we're talking about an issue that probably should take trillions.
Yeah.
Like if anytime
I feel like we got it.
We do, but we don't want to. But for a lot of reasons, we at some point in our history want to spend it, and we're still benefiting. Like the fact that we have Social Security, the fact that we have unemployment, the fact that we have a weekend.
But in order to get those kind of things, like you almost have to be poor to benefit from the government. So you can't even be middle class and have you can't even have a job and be borderline stable if you want to receive assistance.
Well, I don't think yes, and that's how they dismantled the social safety net. It's all about the politics. Like in the 80s, we talk about the welfare queens, all this made up BS. And so they said, in order for you to get these services, we don't want you to like just eat off the state and be lazy. Even we fall for that. Like I hear our own people talk about our friends and family that are on welfare or food stamps. Like, oh, I saw them eating lobster last night. Well, so what? Let them eat lobster, bro.
I know.
Who cares? I don't care. You know what I mean? I never qualified for those types of services in my life. And to be honest with you, bro, if anybody can eat as good as I eat, look at me. You clearly see I eat good, bro. I'm happy, bro. I don't care how you get it.
I was talking to this girl yesterday about child support and stuff like that. Like even all of those things. Like you can't even get that unless the daddy's missing, got one eye, hits you, and your child has an IP. Yeah, like literally, you can't get nothing in this country.
I don't want to say too much because I feel like the older I get way more like
conservative.
Not conservative. I think I've gotten less conservative on this issue. To be honest with you, like when I feel like conservatives. Okay, it's gonna sound bad. I feel like conservatives, like some like black conservatives, like when I was 18, like 17, and I noticed like taxes coming out of my check for the first time. I'm like, yo, F the IRS, F all these people taking half my check. I don't want to spend no money on this stuff, whatever. And I felt like a Republican for a while.
Well, that's because you don't have Republican money. Like I feel like,
and I'm 17. I don't know
exactly. And for you to say, if you were saying that with, $16 million in your savings account, that's crazy. But I feel like you too. Like I don't want to give my taxes to all these people. I'm working hard for my money.
So that's how I felt. That's how I felt. And I don't want to insult anybody, but I hope it doesn't come out that way. But the older I got, and the more I realized how this country runs and what we need to solve the problems that we face daily, that we talk about daily, we have to put money behind it. Yeah. And the government, people talk about government like we should elect this person because he's a business person. He can run government like a business. Like
Donald Trump?
Whoever.
Donald Trump.
Government isn't a business. Government doesn't make a profit. Government costs us something. We pay government to supply us with a certain quality of life.
So what are we
Right?
not
So-
paying enough? Because I don't feel like I got a good quality of life from the government.
I mean, I think some of us aren't. I don't think people that are making,
$1 trillion.
$1 trillion
I don't-
are doing that.
I
enough,
don't
but-
understand why the state's not mandating these places to get housing for people. At least if it's not affordable housing is where you get like it's some of it. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
goes according,
subsidized.
It goes according
Yeah.
to your check, right?
Yep.
Like they should
Some of
mandate.
it. Mm.
They should mandate each of these buildings to have at least 10% of that building, 20% of the building be that.
But that's
They
what
tend
they're
to do that.
doing.
Yeah.
But that
There's no
10% ends up being like 3 apartments out of a luxury building.
And what does
That's
affordable
just-
housing cost? Like, what does
Yeah.
that mean?
It
Like, what
doesn't-
in a state, in a city where people make a lot of money relative to other places, right? Like, what does that affordable housing cutoff mean? Like, how much do you have to make?
Let's stick a pin in that conversation so we can bring Ruth Z in and then we can continue the conversation. Because that way we can figure out what is actually going on within the city government and how and what is the fight. Like, what do we need to do?
Yeah.
So we're going to take a quick commercial break and we're going to come back with City Councilor at Large, Ruth Z. Louisiane. And she'll be talking to us about her campaign as she is running again to represent us and to do the work that we need them to do. And then we'll talk about some housing things. Spark FM Online, Saucy and Friends in the Morning. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Tues. Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Moonbox Productions is thrilled to present The House of Ramon Iglesia by Jose Rivera. Directed by Arthur Gomez, The House of Ramon Iglesia opens April 14th and runs through April 30th at the Mosesian Center for Arts in Watertown. A poignant play about Americanized son's torturous efforts to break away from his immigrant parents. A break that can't be made until he accepts the ethnic heritage he spent his life trying to suppress. Tickets are $55 for general admission, $45 for seniors, and $20 for student rush half hour prior to performance, and are available at www.mosesianarts.org. Pay what you can. Tickets are available at the door.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM.
Come on.
Spark FM.
Chick a man be ballin', these chick pigeon toes, some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are back. And like we said, it is Super Tuesdays. This is where we get civically engaged, Politics 101. We talk to our civic leaders, to our community heads, to our city councilors, our state reps, our mayors, our governors. This is where we do that. And today we have Councilor at Large, Ruth Z. How do you say your Louisiane?
Yes, you
Louis.
say Louis, like your Louis Vuitton bag, and your friend Jen. Louis Jean.
Oh, Louis Jean. I love it when you guys put it together.
Nice. Yeah.
My Louis Jean. I love that. So welcome to Spark FM. How are you?
I am doing so well. Thank you for having me. Enjoy being in the studio for the first time.
I'm excited to have you here. So tell us who you are. Tell us where you represent. And again, we ask this question every single time. What does a city councilor at large do?
Yes. Awesome. All right. So I am Ruthie Louise Jean. I am an at-large city councilor born and raised in Mattapan and Hyde Park. What up? Mattapan, Hyde Park.
Local girl.
Actually just bought a house last year on the border of both. So I still rep. I call it Matta Park, right? That like
very nice.
Right on the line.
I love it.
I'm the daughter of Haitian immigrants who came here with nothing. Faced a lot of discrimination. My mom's first job was at McDonald's. Dad's first job was at Store 24 for the folks who remember Store 24.
We were just talking about Store 24 last night.
Is there no Store 24 anymore?
Okay. But if you ever got a sandwich from the Store 24 on State Street, I'm afraid that was my dad who gave it to you. And that's probably why they closed the deli. That's the story for another day.
Too good of a sandwich.
You know nothing about profit. And now I'm a BPS student. Went to Boston Public Schools my entire life. I'm a lawyer. Went to Harvard Law School, Harvard Kennedy School.
Yes.
Just celebrated my 10th year Harvard Law School reunion.
Congratulations.
And I'm a lawyer. I started my training as a lawyer in housing court, representing folks facing eviction and foreclosure. And now a lot of stuff in between. And I'm an at-large city councilor, which means I show up for every neighborhood, listen to concerns of residents throughout the city, and try my best to bring it back to City Hall into the work that we're doing to improve policy. When we're talking about the affordability crisis, when we're talking about housing, when we're talking about making sure that we're taking care of our folks who are returning home from incarceration and reducing the policy harm. And whether we're talking about things like making sure that it's legal to keep bees in the city of Boston, because bees are important for our ecosystem,
They
and
sure
our environment.
are. Right.
I don't want them around me, but I would like them to be around.
Listen, bees ain't trying to harm nobody. If you are not trying to bother them, they're not trying to bother you. Okay?
I was terrified for a little bit. People were talking about bees going extinct. We will have no more food.
Right.
When I started seeing more bees, I'm like, all right, good. We good.
You know what's up. So they're really important to our ecosystem, to pollination. And so really the work is about the big and the small. I remember one of the first things that I did as Boston City, as a Boston City councilor, was get District 7 Tavern in Roxbury a wastebasket outside of their business, because it was litter everywhere. And so small things like wastebaskets, the same thing for Park 54. And big things like, let's talk about how we help our brothers and sisters coming home from incarceration. Let's talk about how we provide more affordable home ownership opportunities for folks, and make sure that we are understanding. I heard the conversation earlier. What does it even mean, affordable housing, when there's such a great need, right? We got to meet people who are very low income. And we got to meet people who are like, regular Black young professionals like me, whose parents were working in working class jobs, but who are trying to make something of themselves and can't compete on this market. So we have a lot of work to do. And all of my work as an at-large city councilor encompasses all of that.
Wow.
What? So you started doing, fighting in courts and helping people. What was the transition, or what was that light bulb that went over your head that said, I need to run for office?
Yeah, so I will say, right before I decided to run, I had been working for Senator Warren on her presidential campaign. I was her top attorney there. And then I, once that was over, I started my own practice, helping on affordable homeownership issues, but also helping folks with unemployment. I'm talking about pandemic era, helping people with unemployment assistance. And I've been used to advising people, elected officials, advising candidates. And I looked at myself, and a lot of people were trying to encourage me to run, and were saying, look, we think this is your moment. And then I did a lot of prayer. And I did a lot of thinking, because the decision to run for office is a big one.
It's a huge
on so many levels.
one. And I sometimes question you guys' decision making.
No.
Get somebody else to do it. I don't want to do that.
Yo, that's why y'all need to respect the good ones more.
Yes, exactly.
Because
we've seen you outside.
Oh,
we've seen
I'll be
you
outside.
outside. And we love to talk to the people who we usually see outside too, because literally, like, y'all are actually doing the work. So what has it been like up until this point? Because you have pulled your papers to run again. So for your first year in political office, what has it been like?
It's really hard to people like, is it what you expected? Because it's a big decision for a reason. And it's one, for me, it was an answer to a calling, right? God put this in my list as something that He's like, I've been preparing you for this. You got this. I will be with you every step of the way. And so I feel encouraged in that. I feel encouraged by all the folks who encouraged me, and it has been a whirlwind. At large city councilor, you're covering the same territory as the mayor, all 23 neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Without all the shine and the fame of being the mayor.
Security.
But
Who are you?
Yeah. But when we talk about Boston, Boston is the third largest Haitian diaspora outside of Haiti, and there's never been representation on the Boston City Council.
Wow.
The idea, and I'm just getting chills just thinking about it. There are Haitian people who call City Hall now and know that there's someone who can speak to them in
So you're the first?
The first.
That's
Marie St. Fleur was the first state representative in the Commonwealth. I work for her. She's a mentor of mine, as well as Linda Dorsenafori.
She's a good friend of ours too. Yeah.
Yes. Linda Dorsenafori, first state senator. But Marie St. Fleur was the first Haitian person elected really in the country.
Wow.
So yeah, I follow in the footsteps of amazing.
And now we have what's her name in the White House? The White House.
The press secretary.
Yeah. Oh yes, I love her.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
She's absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So some of the things that you address are the real estate market. So this is big for you, like affordable housing, and we were just talking about that. One of the things, the points you have, and many renters are choosing between making rent payments and buying items on their grocery list, and we were just talking about that just now.
Yeah, it's on call for it, I think.
Yeah. What are the barriers, and what does, I don't even know how, there's so many questions in there. Affordable housing. What does that mean?
Yeah. So affordable housing is basically that idea that housing that folks can afford that will need some sort of government or some sort of private subsidization because people are not able to afford what is on the market, market rate housing. Through no fault of their own, Boston is the second most expensive city in the country.
Oh, I thought it was
to rent.
Yeah, because what is it? California
San
or New York?
Francisco,
Oh, okay.
and then Boston.
Wow.
Crazy.
We're next to San Francisco, and we're like this size in San Francisco. Like we're not even a blip on their map. That's crazy.
It's disgusting. It's terrible.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities between the two cities, including size, and that's part of, I'm assuming that's part of the problem, finding space. So it seems like it's a complicated issue.
It is.
So how Saucy is, like, what are those obstacles? How can we distill the real solutions to people that really need these answers in a way that they really can understand, that they can really tackle?
Break it down,
you know?
Well, okay, so there are different types of folks who need different types of affordable housing, right? You have folks who are very low income, and traditionally the entity that has really stepped in for folks who are very low income, we're talking about public housing, is the federal government. Right. Okay. The federal government over the past few decades has really abandoned further investment in public housing.
And why? Oh, well, I know why.
I mean, you know, and I know why.
But why?
The welfare, like this idea of helping people.
Yeah.
It's somehow not, people aren't
American.
able. Yeah, it's not American. When you think about westward expansion in this country, do you know the number of people who got free land from this country? And there's no complaint, right? Because those were white folks who benefited from the Homestead Act. When it comes to helping people, and that's one of the biggest barriers to us being able to really look out for each other. This job to me is about, how do I be my neighbor's keeper? How are we looking out for each other? And racism and discrimination and xenophobia are some of the biggest barriers to our ability to look out for each other, to realize that we are each other's collective responsibility. When you look at the Nordic countries, right, Norway, places in Europe, they have a stronger social safety net. And a lot of that is because their populations are all white. So there's not this, not completely all white, but there's not this sense of like, oh, they don't deserve, they shouldn't have. It's like, no, we all
we
got to look out for each other, you know?
That it brought me to like, what does with all the things that we do have, all the resources that America does have, why is it hard for them to see that it's systematic racism and things like that? It's so blatant. I feel like it's right there in their face. You know, there's one group of people that are literally thriving, and then there's another group of people that are literally not. Why is it? What do they think that is the reason? I know you don't know all the answers, but like from what you've seen.
Well, I think, you know, the reason is because there's this idea, even if it's not true, of like, look at what's happening. People are like banning books on Rosa Parks, right? We have not been able to really ever have a reckoning with how this country was founded, with
Yeah.
who has benefited. Even when Black folks fought for their to end slavery, and we won slavery after the Civil War, we had the Freedmen's Bureau, right, where everyone's supposed to get 40 acres and a mule.
Right.
How are people supposed to go on and become surviving and thriving humans?
You don't give us what we're supposed to get. Give me
Right.
my mule.
And so you look at the failures of the Freedmen's Bureau, which is why the reparations conversation that we're having in the city of Boston is really important. I started out my year, I was supposed to go on vacation, but Spirit Airlines canceled my flight. So I was actually—
Don't you talk nothing about Spirit.
I know. I was
They are horrible.
canceled, but they canceled my— I was on vacation. They
I love
canceled
a
my
Spirit.
flight. Listen.
Yeah.
So I ended up being here in Boston, and I am a lawyer. But I don't practice in this capacity. I had a constituent, a resident, who was getting kicked out of her home, and I actually ended up going to court to try to protect her tenancy. And I look at that, and I look at housing court, and 6 months pregnant. I just was at her baby shower last weekend.
Jeez.
And it's like, we damn people for being poor, and we damn women, especially women with children, especially for being poor. And we fail to look at the root causes, which are often rooted in those failures of intergenerational wealth.
Yeah.
What did slavery provide white people in this country? It provided that intergenerational wealth, that security to be able to buy land, to be able to buy a house, which is a foundation of wealth in this country. And not only wealth, like, I'm not saying that we need to aspire to all be the next Beyonce or Jay-Z and to support a very problematic capitalist system. But I am saying that when we're looking at home ownership, it has provided the foundation for families to be able to thrive and exist and have stability, right?
Yeah.
When we're talking about a home, we're talking about children who are able to go to a school and know every day that they're going to wake up and go to school. When you are a family that's facing eviction, that becomes less and less predictable.
Yeah.
And so, to me, all of this is tied together. Our failure to really reckon with with the institution of slavery, our failure to really see each other as humans, as neighbors, as brothers and sisters, our grind culture, which is so
hustle mentality,
which is
terrible,
the foundation too often of this country. And so infusing more compassion into our systems is important and is part of the work that I do, which is why one of the first things that I did was, how are we taking care of our folks who are coming home from incarceration?
Yeah.
People that we are so often ready to damn without realizing that it is our own policy harm and our own inability to invest in people on the front end, making sure that people have a safe place to call home, after school activities, that they have good quality schools, good paying jobs, access to good healthcare, which includes physical and mental healthcare. If we don't invest in that, then of course you're going to have people hustling on the street and looking for other options.
And that goes right into violence, which is another one of your key, key movements too. All of that stems, what I heard from this, violence. Because when you are up against the wall and you can't get resources and things are not fair, you are going to revert to the thing that is the easiest. And that is sometimes stealing, killing, shooting, robbing, just being in these streets. What are we doing in Boston in particular to address the violence that we seem to be? I don't know if it's an uptick or if it's just we're seeing more of it.
So that's an excellent question. The data, I'm going to say this, and the data shows that the trends are actually going down. We are actually pretty, but still a 13-year-old was shot and killed in Mattapan.
Yeah.
Right?
There was two 14-year-olds that was robbing a iPhone store yesterday.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so when I think about this, and when I think about the work that we have to do, it is really investing in our communities. And we think about what our communities tend to pass down, unfortunately, because of that structural racism. Instead of passing along intergenerational wealth, too often we're passing along intergenerational trauma.
Hello.
Right. And so how are we meeting people with the mental health and physical mental health that they need so that they can thrive? City of Boston, we have the first ever chief behavioral officer, Dr. Kevin Simon, also a Haitian brother. Shout out to, my fellow Zoes.
All right.
But it's important. Me and Council Orrell represent District 4. We threw an event during Black History Month for young people because we know that young people need to be engaged.
Yes, they do.
We threw an event at Chez Vu, which I grew up skating at Chez Vu. 500 young kids showed up.
Wow.
That's crazy.
500 young kids showed up.
Because there's nothing for them to do.
Yeah.
Are you seeing any results from these initiatives?
Yeah. It is further supporting the idea that we need to support our are businesses like Chez Vous
Yeah.
that are spaces where our young people feel safe and comfortable to go and have fun.
Yeah.
Better them inside of Chez Vous than out doing something, you know.
Absolutely.
And Dr. Simon, reason why I mentioned Dr. Simon is because he came to the event at Chez Vous and he spoke. He's like, this is the work.
Yeah.
This is the work of behavioral health. This is the work of mental health to make sure that we are not, yes, we need our folks, especially to be going to therapy. We need our folks to be accessing all the mental health support. But mental health support is also about gathering spaces for us. For joy.
To commune and to fellowship.
Yeah,
with
and
each
we all
other.
know prevention is better than intervention. If you can do it. So.
Amen.
Are you getting pushback? Because I mean, I like how it sounds, right? But there's always gonna be that one politician that says, you know, social, it's wealth. You know, like what do you hear? Like, what kind of opposition are you getting to when you're trying to implement these things?
No, I don't think that there's opposition. Actually, I think there's actually really good energy right now in the city of Boston of us trying to really think about interventions on the front end, not interventions, a prevention on the front end, like when it comes to making sure that we have thriving community centers, and make sure that that folks have summer jobs. Right, when I got my first job when I was 14. So y'all remember red shirts?
Red shirts, who's out there?
My sister did red shirts. I was a My Town kid with over in the South End with Liz Miranda in South End in Roxbury. But yes, there's support for that. Where I think there's distinction is like, okay, is it metal detectors in our schools going to solve the problem? Or do we need to make sure that there's a police officer in every corner inside of our school buildings? One of the schools that's having one of the biggest problems in Mattapan, I went and I visited. It's a K-8 school. And there's a big argument there about how do we approach the issue? Do we put more metal detectors? Do we put more police officers? They don't have one guidance counselor.
See,
they don't have any partnerships with nonprofit organizations.
That's crazy.
How is that possible that a school doesn't have a guidance counselor?
That's how I got. That's how I stayed in school. Is my guidance counselor.
Exactly. So if you are going to tell me that we need these other interventions that are sometimes the easy solutions that people say all the time, like we got to make sure there's a police officer on every corner, metal detectors, right? If people are punching, a metal detector is not going to get you anything, right? But maybe they need healing, maybe they need support. Our young people need adults in their lives who they can trust,
because a lot of them have parents that, and we talk about this all the time, that are just too busy trying to keep food and housing on their heads, working 24 hours, that they don't have time to counsel these kids.
And they're providing, but they're not nurturing. They're not able to.
Why was there? Do you know why there was a decision made that the K through the schools be combined together? Because it seems so ineffective that you would have elementary school kids together with middle school and high school. Like, you know, was there a reason why that was done?
Well, there's some reconfiguration happening of the schools. So I think when you look at one of the things that we value for our young people, and I was talking about this a bit when I was talking about evictions, the importance of stability and of creating a streamline. So I think that is the idea of K-8 schools, that you provide a foundation and stability for our young kids. But there are, sometimes you don't necessarily want the 8th graders or the middle schoolers always hanging out with the kindergartners. So, and I think some schools are beginning to recognize, I think we're pivoting towards a model where it's going to be K-6 and 7 through 12 for more of that separation.
I'm looking at your points. So some of them, I'm going to run them down. Housing, public safety, digital divide. That is basically the internet access that a lot of people still don't have. Education, climate change, climate justice, transportation, civic participation, public contracts, and economic opportunity. When it comes to small businesses, what are some of the barriers there, and what are the things that you're working towards?
Yes, I think, when it comes to our small businesses, especially those owned by Black and brown folks, all of this is interconnected. It's about access to capital. When you come from a family where you don't have that much intergenerational wealth, you don't have someone to fall back on if your business doesn't succeed, or someone to go to lend you $50,000 for you to have a foundation.
A cool $50,000.
Or not even lend, give you $50,000. Right? It is harder, and I think the work that we have to do is recognizing that. And so, how do we provide equity into our systems, helping our businesses that are struggling, a lot of them still struggling from the pandemic. So with our federal ARPA money, the money that we got from the federal government, I advocated for continued support for our small businesses. And we got $1 million peg for that for a lot of our businesses that continue to struggle. And I'm excited about the rollout of that and continuing to support our businesses. And then, the city of Boston is doing some really interesting initiatives like the space grant, making sure that our storefronts in our communities are occupied by
got
businesses.
an email from them.
Yeah,
I
that
get
is
that
big.
grant. I had to write an email.
Let's talk offline and see what we can do. Let's talk
Yes.
offline. But so those are all of the things that we need to be looking at. Linkage payments. We get linkage payments from from developers who are developing more than 100,000 square feet. That money goes to support affordable housing and the Neighborhoods Jobs Trust. There's interesting ideas about the money we get from that to help our own entrepreneurs who want commercial space but can't get it. So I think there's a lot of work and a lot of energy around supporting our entrepreneurs who want to start business but may not have the capital for reasons that are rooted in discrimination.
How are you getting that word out?
Yeah,
I mean, other than Spark FM.
No, I think one of the, so for example, the Hyde Park Board of Trades is a business group for businesses in Hyde Park.
What about the Hyde Park Bridge?
What about the what?
The Hyde Park Bridge. We gonna hit everybody in the River Street Bridge.
Oh, the Hyde Park Bank. Oh, yeah. Well, okay, River Street Bridge, that closure. Okay, that's a really great example. That is causing a lot of havoc for the businesses
on that bridge.
A lot of, I think, exclusively Black and Brown owned businesses. Many of them Haitian, some Haitian. A tax company, a hair salon, and so I did a walking tour with them. And Tien Simpson, who's the head of Hyde Park Main Streets, like, we need support from the government because it's because of the government that this bridge is closed. And now the bridge has to be closed, y'all. It's a safety issue. A person could, we don't want anything bad happening on our watch. But we do have
This is America. I should have the right to risk my life on a bridge.
Okay, Javier. I don't know. That's not my America. I don't know. But
I want my freedoms.
You want your freedom. All right.
I want
well, what you do in your own free time, go ahead. But so we advocated for financial support for these businesses, and Hyde Park Main Streets had a $50,000 grant that they got from the state, and they've been able to dole out $5,000 mini grants to the business to at least help them with some rent. Because one of the Haitian hair salon owners, not only is she having a hard time paying the rent and getting new clients, the landlord has increased the rent on her.
Oh, Jesus. So I'm not getting my regular business and you're going to go up on rent because you're not getting your business. Oh, no, that is so terrible.
So that's something. And then my office started advocating. We are now in budget season in for the city. We're advocating for an emergency fund for when things like this happen and to no fault of their own to businesses that have to deal with this. And again, don't have capital that they can rely on, that there's a mechanism that we can help them, right? That the bridge issue is a state issue. Let's just be clear. So that's not the city, but it impacts us. It impacts traffic. It impacts our business owners. So there is a role. And that's why strong partnerships are really important.
And I think I'm glad that you even addressed that, because that's one of the questions. I don't know where Janet is today, but she usually is going crazy in there about the River Street Bridge. And that's I think it's important when those little things happen. All these little things happening mean a lot. They're bigger to the residents in some communities versus the long list of things that you guys have. How do you prioritize what you have on your to-do list?
We try to do it all. I have a really good team. My team has been with me from the beginning. They're really good. I tell my team, we work hard, we play hard, right? But we have to work really hard because I'm a Black woman, right? And I know that elected officials come to our communities all the time and make promises and walk away. And I cannot allow myself to be one of those people. I just refuse. And now I'm in re-election season, and it's even more important to me that people believe that I am doing the work that they elected me to do. And my conscience won't let me do anything other than that. So,
top 3 policies or things that you have done that you've been proud of in the last in your first year, and what those top 3 things that you've moved, you've legislated, you have supported. What are those?
Okay. So the first one will be the Office of Returning Citizens, getting money into that office. We're talking upwards of $2 million.
You did a lot of things around that.
And these are the people coming home from prison.
Incarceration. And then that office doled out, because of the money that we were able to allocate them, grants to nonprofits that are run by formerly incarcerated folks themselves, helping Black and Brown run. So that's number one. Number two is going to be on housing, helping folks with housing. We allocated $2.5 million in last year's ARPA fund to increase this number of city vouchers for folks experiencing homelessness. And also housing for, again, folks returning home from incarceration, transitional housing for our new arrivals, our migrant populations. So that's second. So that's housing. And third is liquor licenses. Right? Because we need to have fun in our neighborhoods.
We do.
So we got liquor licenses for the bowling building, a full liquor license for the Strand Theater.
Really?
Yes.
And the Strand.
Yeah, and working with Council Orrell, we got liquor licenses, more neighborhood restricted liquor licenses, so that right now a liquor license on the open market costs $500,000.
Yo,
wow!
Right,
just for me to sell some
just
liquor.
for you to sell some liquor. Where do we got that money?
We don't.
And so we need these restricted neighborhood licenses that aren't transferable. But you trying to open a spot in Dorchester?
Yeah,
got you. You trying to open a spot? Can we get a full restaurant with a liquor license in Mattapan?
Seriously,
because we don't have it.
We were discussing that not too long ago. Like, when the whole Blue Hill Avenue, because like, which one do we have?
We do a Black bar and restaurant crawl. Yes. And we did Dorchester, we did Roxbury, we're gonna do Hyde Park, and we're like, we can't do Mattapan.
Right. Yeah.
That's just not there.
It's not there. There's no infrastructure, but there will be. We're working on it.
Is that due to the cost solely, or is that
cost is one of the bigger barriers, but also who owns the land in Mattapan is a very big question. And so, but we're working on it. Yeah. And then the fourth one, the bonus is going to be about my honeybees,
Yes,
just a little bonus, me and my bees.
You and your bees. I'm excited that you're excited about the things. And when we hear about them, they make sense. Those are things that we do need. Any plans going into, we're going to wrap this up in a little bit. Any plans that you are really kind of pushing forward to? And then the same thing, like, what do you need from your community? What do you need from your constituents to help you help us?
That's a great question. So continuing to work on making housing and expanding housing for all. So for any folks who don't know, who are trying to buy a home, I recommend that you look into One Plus Boston. Those are affordable mortgages. And y'all were talking about Santander Bank. One of the sad things about Santander Bank closing is that it was a big provider of these One Plus mortgages for our families. So, but those are affordable mortgage products as long as you meet certain income. I think if for one person, it has to be, I don't want to misspeak. Hold on, let me see. I might have the numbers. But you should look into a One Plus Boston. And it really is targeting middle class folks, working class folks who are trying to buy homes, but it's an affordable mortgage product. The Massachusetts Affordable Housing Alliance, they're doing great work. And I mentioned that because one of the things that we need to do is hold our banks more accountable.
Hello.
A lot of banks aren't doing the lending that we need them to be doing in our communities. And a lot of the entities that are doing lending in Boston are actually mortgage lending companies that don't even have bank branches in Boston.
So they still got to get approval from a bank.
It just these mortgage lending companies don't participate in these affordable home ownership products.
How do we apply that pressure though? Like, how do we apply that pressure? If that's something you can answer.
Yep, we had a hearing on the Boston City Council. I sponsored as the chair of Civil Rights and Immigrant Advancement, and as the vice chair of the Housing Committee about housing discrimination. And so there's going to be work ongoing to hold our banks more accountable. We have an ordinance that tries to do that, but sort of misses the mark. And so we're going to have another hearing to talk about the work that we can do to strengthen that ordinance, which will help hold our banks more accountable and bring them into the fold.
I love to
and maybe include the mortgage. How do we get the mortgage lending companies into the game of providing affordable home ownership products for our families, our working class?
Because if they're sitting over here dominating, then they need to be at least a percentage of them needs to be given to affordable housing.
Yes,
because we need them.
Yes,
obviously, because the banks are not doing it. Somebody's got to help us.
And we also need more testers for housing discrimination. We know that oftentimes when we're going to go rent places or buy places, we face discrimination when it comes to renting, whether you're Black, whether you're LGBTQ.
Testers.
So those are people who will go out and they will act as if they're trying to rent or purchase a home, and maybe they'll have a voucher and face voucher discrimination, and that's how you That's how you hold.
Crack down.
Yeah, that's how you hold realtors.
It's like a secret
real estate
shopper.
brokers.
Is that a paid gig? Is that a paid gig?
Exactly. Well, we are at least fighting for 2 testers in the city of Boston.
Good.
So yeah, Boston is hiring y'all.
There you go.
There's
That's
so
a
many
job,
jobs
folks.
available. Boston.gov/careers.
Yeah.
And then from what I need from y'all is, this work is hard. I'm the second Black woman elected to citywide in the city of Boston after Councilor now, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, and this work is really hard, but it is one that I love and it is a calling. So I just ask when we have these hearings that we follow me on Instagram, Ruth Z for Boston, RUTHZEE, FOR Boston. Yes. The budgeting. Yeah. We put that out because we got to know, like we oftentimes aren't keyed into the fact that budget is happening now and you can testify and offer public testimony. And so be present, be part of that, and don't feel like, oh, I don't know anything about a budget. I can't participate. I'm learning about budgets too. We're all learning together.
Nobody knows anything.
Right.
Learn that.
Exactly.
Absorb it.
Exactly.
Nobody.
That imposter syndrome. That like I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
you need that white man arrogance.
Hey,
sorry.
No, that's true.
You
it's
need
a
it, though.
fact. You
Take
know
that.
who I want to be in my next life. So, white man.
They don't. Nobody knows anything. You just gotta be arrogant.
What my privilege?
And then I'll just say, obviously, it's my first re-election year. We are going to start collecting signatures next week to get on the ballot. We have an event Monday night, 6 p.m. at the substation in Rosendale, which is right in Rosendale Square.
What date is that?
May 1st.
May 1st.
International Workers' Day, yes.
Let me put that.
May 1st, 6 p.m. in Rosendale at the substation. We want everybody out. It's going to be a great campaign rally. You learn about ways that you can support, how you can help us collect signatures beginning May 2nd, grassroots events. We had some really great campaign parties, some really great events at people's homes when I was first running. I was just talking to somebody yesterday who threw like a Young Black Professionals fundraiser for me at his house, and he's going to do it again this year. So people can do that, offer to do that. The support really does mean a lot because the work is a lot, but it's rooted in love. It's rooted in love for all of y'all, for my community, for our people, for our potential and what we can be and what we can do when we really care for each other.
I think that's an amazing way to leave out. Again, thank you publicly for showing up to the BSOCA meeting the other day.
Yes.
It was only a couple of you guys, and we felt that, we recognized that, and we're very, very grateful that you took some time out to come and listen to the community. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here and talking so transparently to this audience about what you are doing. And honestly, wish you the best of luck. We are fans on your campaign. You need a little signature. Come over here. Let me sign something real quick for you.
Thank you.
So any last, I think you ended really well. Again, thank you for your service. Go ahead. You want?
Yeah, just one plug. I'll also make some. We doing a lot. We do a lot in my office.
And before you even plug, how do we follow you on social media?
Yes, social media on Instagram, Ruth C for Boston, number 4. DMs are open. I respond. I do policy work in my DMs. We do constituent services in my DMs. So and Twitter, just Ruth C. RUTHZEE, like Beyonce, but just Rootsy, mononym. And then on Facebook, Rootsy for Boston. So yeah, I plugged some policy work, budget season. Holla at me if you have ideas. Plug campaign stuff. Beginning on Monday. Come out to Rosendale at 6 p.m. And May is also Haitian Heritage Month, right?
Oh, yeah. Haitian Day Parade.
Haitian Day Parade.
Yep.
I am the Grand Marshal.
When is that?
What? See you on Blue Hill Ave, May 21st.
May 21st. We're outside.
Our truck is gonna be lit. Okay. But we are also gonna have a host of events happening throughout May. So really follow us on Instagram. Sign up for our newsletter, Roots for Boston.
Spark FM on that truck.
You
might
need what?
You might need some
Spark FM on
Spark.
that
We
truck.
can.
Y'all gonna play compa? Y'all gonna?
Yes, we do. Oh yes, we play it.
Everything.
Listen,
we represent the whole Caribbean and
Love
the whole diaspora. Okay,
that's what it's about.
Yes,
There's so much power when we are recognizing we are stronger together.
Yes,
absolutely.
Right, our blackness, who we are. Right, like yes, I'm proud to be Haitian. But I'm proud to be Black and I'm proud to be Caribbean.
Exactly.
And we are stronger when I celebrate you as a Honduran.
Yep.
When I celebrate who you are in the fullness of yourself and realizing that we can also be proud and work together.
Absolutely.
So
I think we got a caller. You're live.
Good morning. I just want to tell you thank you for coming on the show. All the information that you brought out was pure and useful. But I also want to tell you, Trish is the hottest DJ in Boston. So please utilize some more night shots. You have a blessed day, sister.
Bye, Chris.
Thank you,
This is
Chris.
Chris. He's our number one fan, and he
Love
and his
it.
wife run a youth community program in Dorchester. And
ADSL.
Oh, I love ADSL.
Yeah.
And
They just
ADSL
invited
yes,
you
they
to.
invited you to a.
I just emailed
Community day.
ADSL a grant opportunity yesterday. I love ADSL.
look at that.
Love Sherry. Love them over at ADSL. Good people.
His wife is Jessica, and she's also Haitian. She's very excited to meet you. And they
Now
want you.
where, Jessica? My bin Bokotel. All right.
What she say, Jess? What she say? Again, thank you so much. We are going to go to a quick commercial break. We're going to celebritize. We're going to do my favorite part, take pictures. And then we'll be right back with our national and world news. Keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
Hey.
Mais madame papa, ça c'est madame papa. Mais madame papa, regardez madame papa.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Trees.
Ti femme là, moi manger, ti femme là. Passez caca, blode pas maille. Moi manger, ti femme là. Passez caca, blode pas maille. Oui. Comment on fait du ça? Comment on fait du ça? Comment on fait du ça? Pito c'est bien l'idée, maman d'agui espacio. Comment on fait du ça? Comment on fait du ça? Pito c'est bien l'idée, maman d'agui espacio. Hey, 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 hey. Mais comment chaver blodé? Mais comment chaver blodé? Fais un seul pot souqué, fais un seul pot tremblé pour ça maman, pour ça maman. Hip, 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 hip.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
How healthy is your heart? Believe it or not, half of the country has at least one risk factor for cardiovascular disease. Hi, I'm Senator Liz Miranda from Massachusetts. February is American Heart Month, a perfect time to focus on our overall health and well-being. It is important to know that high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and smoking increase the risk of heart disease. But did you know women, rural Americans, and racial and ethnic groups are also disproportionately impacted? While not all of these factors are controllable, we can take preventable steps to stay healthy. Regular exercise, eating a balanced diet, and not smoking are a good place to start. Make an appointment with your healthcare provider today to assess your risk. If you have heart disease, monitor your blood pressure and keep up with your healthcare visits. For more, visit womeningovernment.org.
Finally Home is a must-read step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time home buyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have of credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-Made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
Massive, it's the Sunday Food with Father John and Trini Tech. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Playing you vintage classics, calypso, ska beats, reggae, roots, R&B, souls, dub, and more. It's the Sunday Food. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Spark FM Online.
Advertise your business, brand, or music on Spark FM. Contact us at sparkfmonline.com for more information.
The all new Spark FM.
Them not like me, I mean not like them.
Spark FM.
Come on. Hot, sicker than your average.
Spark FM.
Yo, chick a man be ballin'. These chicks pigeon toed. Some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
A pork shoulder.
All in the same part of the Bible. Same sentence.
Spark FM online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. Check, baby. We are back. It is time for our national and world news. Miss Tony, what you got?
Lots of headlines happening yesterday and today and everything. Starting off really sad news, we just learned that Harry Belafonte has passed away at age 96.
Yeah.
I know what he said.
Banana boat.
Yeah.
Banana boat song.
Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me want go home.
Can I give you guys
He's
a
sure,
random
Daddy?
fact?
I think he's from Bahamas.
Bahamas. Can I give you guys an interesting fact about Mr. Harry Belafonte? As a DJ, I appreciate Mr. Belafonte, one, for being a pioneer in the calypso and soca genre, as well as being the first to have a platinum record.
Is that right? Wow.
Which was Banana Boat song.
First Caribbean person or first
platinum
record ever. That's big.
So they got to put respect on
big
calypso.
time,
You
yo.
got to put respect on soca because we was the first to sell over 1 million records.
Because the music's so happy, yo. Yo, that music, big respect.
Salute the original Dandada.
That was amazing.
I want to live to that age.
To what age?
Of course, he did amazing work throughout,
What
like
age you wanna
pioneer
live
as well as being like
an actor,
civil rights leader.
Yeah,
facts. He did so much.
So many things.
yeah.
Sad news. But he had a very full life at 96. Very full life, and stayed handsome. He's fine.
Stay point.
Yeah, that was a good looking fella, huh?
Oh yeah.
You must have had all the ladies.
Man,
Yo.
yeah, me. Still 96. Joe Biden formally announced that he will run for president for the second term at 81 years old.
I just don't, it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah?
I don't know.
No for you?
Yeah.
What you gonna do about
I mean, if it comes down to the true choices, then I guess it's a yes. But I'm just saying, I would choose not to have to vote for Joe Biden. I'm not mad at him. I don't think that he did an awful job.
Yeah.
I think that he did what he can. I'm just more concerned about the backbone placement that Joe Biden has. I need us to be a little bit more rah-rah.
I am amazed that Joe made it through these 4 years, and I do not feel confident that he will make it through another 4.
Can I ask y'all a
And that's
question?
just what I have to say.
Like what has he done to show that he's incapable of doing the job? Like
I don't think
like
he's
how has
incapable.
he?
I mean, just this is 81.
But that's the only argument I hear against him is that he's 81.
He is. He's old, and he acts and looks and is old.
I would say he looks old.
Yeah,
he definitely looks old. He
behaves
sounds
as such,
old
too.
at times.
Yes.
But he's kind of killing it as president though.
Is he killing it, or is he doing a good job?
He's doing a pretty good job. I can't imagine somebody doing a better job.
It did better than I don't know these things. I don't get this deep into president.
I know, and I think most people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me,
And it's fine, yeah.
For me, I'm bored.
Yeah. But that's good.
Yeah, I'm bored.
But see, somebody like me who's been following
be
politics as long as I have, most people didn't care about politics. So Trump kind of Obama, because Obama was cool.
I want to expound on.
Hold on. Wait, let's take this call. Caller, you're live.
Hello. Mic check one. Yo.
Hi.
I didn't see why you can't vote for Biden.
I'm gonna vote for him.
I don't think it should not be an issue. We all got to get there someday.
Yeah,
we do. I just feel like it should be turned around. If
God forbid, and he die in there, well, so be it. But who else you gonna put up there?
Kamala.
Well, she's gonna be there if he dies.
No.
Yo, why y'all laughing?
I mean, if she comes in, that she gonna be, it would be a rude awakening for America. Truthfully speaking,
Yeah.
I like her bossiness. I love that.
Yeah.
But I don't see why people have an issue with him being the age he is.
No, and it's not. I just feel like he acts his age too. Like he doesn't move like he is ready to go.
But he does everything that needs to get
Listen, there ain't no president that came across America that is smart as that man. There's none. That man know his stuff.
No, is
he live all his life in politics. Actually,
I just want a little
And
bit of.
it sounds. Thank you.
Thank you, Beverly.
It sounds. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't think that Sauce. I think Sauce. What you're talking about is what you're talking about is more so the Democrat Party that you're disappointed.
Yeah, I think so. And maybe that's maybe that. I just don't. I feel like the Republicans are loud and they get things done.
No, they're extremely ineffective. Other than things that they can just like kind of cheat their way through.
But see,
what you're willing to do.
I want us to be willing to cheat too.
I mean, but we would have to become the Republican Party.
We would
and
have.
there's a reason why the Republican Party is the way it is, right? There's a reason why the Democrat Party is the way it is. The Democrat Party, the Republicans used to call themselves a Big Tent Party, which was kind of true because you had Republicans that were like anti-slavery at some point in their time, and then you had
I don't like those people at all.
But over time, the Republican Party has gotten smaller, like more concentrated, their ideas and beliefs, right? Whereas the Democrat Party, even some moderate Republicans would probably consider themselves or vote Democrat now. So the Democrats are a large, big camp party with like a lot of different opinions. You got Antifa and you got Joe Biden in the same party. You got Cardi B and Joe Biden in the same party.
Cardi B got a party.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a complicated thing. And like the caller just said, somebody like Joe Biden, who's been in government for so long, he knows how to like. Things are happening. I like when it's boring because people paying attention to politics sometimes gives me a headache.
I mean,
Which
but
you
we
should,
want more
but
of them to pay attention.
You do, but you want to pay attention to what matters.
I just want to get a little bit more rumble in the jungle.
Yeah.
I just want a little. I know,
Get
like
excited.
Like what?
You know, like you. Okay, let's.
I hear this a lot. I'm
let's
curious.
Let's take Bisoka for instance.
Yes, that was dope.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
we've been moving very Joe Biden-ist, getting things done, crossing our T's, crossing our I's.
Yeah.
It's boring for those that we want to help and support us because we need a little bit more. We need things to get excited about to push it. When it's calm and cool, everybody kind of forgets that we're going through this word. Yeah, it does. It feels like it lacks passion, and you can't get people really riled up and pushing to support you because it's kind of like, all right.
But people should get riled up.
Yeah.
Then that's the thing.
People can't get riled up just because you say you should get riled up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm riled up. It's
Yeah.
gotta be. You gotta put something out there to help me.
But you got to know what you're passionate about.
Why
You got to.
don't-
You got to. Oh, go ahead. sorry.
Why aren't these parties? I'm not understanding why these parties don't have somebody already lined up prior. Like
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Like why aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, why do we
training somebody
only
like-
have
Yeah,
Biden to choose from? I'm not saying that he's not a good choice. I'm just saying, why is it only him? Like, where's everybody else that's wanted to run for
I know because we
presidency
know the
their whole
Republicans. They
life?
have DeSantis. They have Trump. They have.
They have the lady, they have
Trump
the
is like
baby.
2 months younger than Biden,
And
he's like.
but exactly, that's
he's
another
like a
good
half a month.
example too.
Right.
He's a half a month younger than Biden, and I'm pretty sure Trump would try to do a cartwheel and try to.
Yeah, but Biden could
I
pay
mean, you
himself.
see, Trump was listening to Ice Spice the other day.
Call your life.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good conversation. Y'all got to remember, just like you say, Sauce, calm and cool is what's putting us in the situation with what Putin is doing right now. The world is too quiet, so Putin is starting trouble. You got to remember, Biden had a face-to-face with Putin a couple of years ago before he became president, and Biden told us, the whole House and all the parties, we're going to have problems with Putin if we don't keep him in control. Biden already know how Putin operates. If Biden comes out of office and Trump gets in there, as everybody wants Trump to be in there with,
No,
we're going to be in problem.
The fact that what you just said is the scariest thing to me. And if Trump gets in office, I think it should be impossible, but it's not impossible.
But this is what's kind of frustrating.
The thing is, you got to remember, Biden know how to handle Putin. When Barack went over there, when he was in president, Putin looked at Barack like, you can't talk to me. I don't see you. I don't respect you. You can't talk to me. Obama came back to office, came back in, and he said, listen, I'm going to put this in your hand, Biden. You go over there and you talk to him. When he went over there, Biden sit down with Putin, and Putin kind of backed up a little bit because Biden already know how Putin is. Putin is very old school. Biden is very old school. Biden is trying to get Putin under control before it really gets out of hand. And that's why we're over in Ukraine doing what we're doing now. Because if, like I said, Trump get back in office, him and Putin are going to shake hands and we're going to be in trouble.
Nuclear war.
I'm telling you.
We got to remember Biden does have a little bit of white power. So, you know.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your problem?
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. That's kind of why. That's why.
There's
the back of my mind. That was kind of part of my vote. It was like, yo, these racist Democrats are going.
I have a list. I have a list of other runner-ups. If Biden decides he doesn't. Well, he already said it. But Marianne Williamson. Marianne Williamson is the first Democrat to jump into the 2024 race.
Soft.
With formal campaign in March.
Got no name.
She believes in she does. She's a meme.
She's a long-time social activist, best-selling author, spiritual advisor to Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, she's a no. She gets it. She's a spiritual advisor to Oprah Winfrey.
We need
check her box.
We need some hoodoo in there.
She ain't no spiritual advisor to Oprah Winfrey.
Also,
I guarantee she is not. Bro.
Also, we have Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the nephew to President John F. Kennedy.
I don't know about that. I don't know about putting a Kennedy
He's a famous anti-vaxxer. That's his main campaign.
Anti-vaxxer?
Yeah.
Is he the redhead?
No.
No.
He's got a gray head.
He was an environmental lawyer once who won plaudits for campaigning on issues such as clean water, working to clean up the Hudson River in New York.
He's Kennedy by name only. I don't think they kind of
Kamala.
They don't like him.
So let me ask y'all a question.
Yeah.
That mean Kamala can't run?
What? So Kamala probably wouldn't run. Just
because she's on the bill already.
She's already.
But there's no reason.
That's what I wanted to ask you too, Javi.
Yeah.
If he runs again, does she automatically have to be his
vice
president? Oh, he can.
But they are running on the same ticket again.
She should absolutely run against Joe Biden.
Why? See, this is why people, and this is crazy to even.
I don't believe in
people are talking about polls about Biden, like not being like a lot of people don't want Biden to run, all this other stuff, right? Incumbent presidents have a distinct advantage when they run for president.
Do they?
Like once he starts running, you got to understand it's going to be him alone, right? These two people you mentioned aren't serious, right? It's going to be him alone raising $1 billion from jump. On the Republican side, you have Trump, DeSantis.
All of them has got major money already.
Fighting each other. There's going to be a bunch of mudslinging, all this other stuff. While Biden's going to be walking in front of the presidential seal. He's going to be saluting the Marines. He's going to be going to Ukraine, all types of stuff, looking like a president. So when this stuff starts going, I guarantee you people are going to be like, you know what? Like you're going to be in the poll. You're going to be in a booth.
I'm excited for the Republican race.
I'm excited too. That just going to be
entertainment.
It's going to be a mess.
They should just make it to put it on Zeus Network.
Yeah.
And then let us tune in and watch them. They should do wrestling.
Call it a versus.
Yeah.
Hosted by Blueface and Krishan.
The other two runner-ups are Gavin Newsom.
Oh, California. I like that one. He's way too progressive. I
can see him as a future.
And Bernie Sanders.
In some way.
No.
Bernie's 96.
The same people, also 81.
The same people talk about Biden's too old will support.
Bernie and Biden are the same.
I know.
81 is young. 81 is young. Come on now.
I think, I have no issue. To be president, I want somebody with some
I want somebody with some grays and is mature and is ready to, I want Ukraine president as president of the United States of America.
Nothing, and we talk about dealing with the real issues. Nothing about Biden's presidency has shown that his age is a handicap other than funny memes.
And
Right?
that he can't go fight in the war.
Yeah, and he said,
like
he's
Ukraine
right. He's been
president.
chucking Putin. Like we, it's like he's winning these small battles, but everybody hears is not as old.
The big.
Can y'all imagine Joe Biden in one of those president movies? Like, when the president be having to run and get the gun and say all that. Come on.
Is that what the president does?
Yes, it is. Because that's what I see in the movies.
You never know.
Listen.
We might have to.
Listen.
And I want the record to reflect
y'all love
that
mess.
here at Spark FM, we are huge fans of Joe Biden.
Yo,
Okay,
my son
we love Joe Biden. And his name is not Joe; it's Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
We love Joe Biden. I just feel like he should read children's books while writing policies to our beautiful children in the egg.
Listen, Dianne Feinstein. I apologize if I pronounced her last name
She's
wrong.
all right.
That issue with age is the issue we should be talking about because Biden's doing his thing, right? What the issue is right now is that we're not able to appoint judges. And part of that is because she's part of that committee that appoints judges. But due to some issue, they're saying her age or whatever, she can't do it. And that's a handicap for us and everything that you care about.
It's ageism, but I guess I'm a little bit triggered by it because there are some people that are older that should not be having positions as such because they are unwell.
And there's a real world effect to it. We should, at this point, like the during her absence, there should have been over 100 appointments.
100%.
There's only been like one.
Yep.
Right? If that. So that's the issue. We're talking about all this Joe Biden being too old stuff, and he's over here kicking Putin's butt.
Because there's nobody else either.
When judges that really make a difference in the things, the housing issues, everything we're talking about, that's the issue right there. But we're not talking about that.
But see, that's the kind of the imbalance because we're saying that he should be able to continue to run the whatever, but these older ones, they've been there for so long and just so geriatric that they're not making good decisions and they're still going off of their 1920 rule book. Obviously, Joe Biden is more progressive. He's been here. He's been able to see how things are moving. But these other people that won't literally move out the way so that we can get some better policies and some better things happening. It's like, we can't talk about ageism with him and not talk about ageism with us.
Somebody mentioned it in the comments that nobody wants the job. You know what I'm saying?
I
It's
mean,
a hard job.
People
People don't understand it. You know, we just gotta
whoever want to do it, I guess we just gotta root.
We gotta put it on a pedestal. We gotta put these people on a pedestal that are doing the job. We gotta recognize people for accomplishing things in politics that help us, right?
I agree with that.
And make it seem like a prestigious thing. It'll get people excited about doing it.
All right,
Not
so
me,
we'll
not
change.
me, but-
We'll change our name. Go, Joe Biden.
Come on, all right. I'll put a sign on my lawn.
Me too.
More news yesterday. The big news. Tucker Carlson being released from Fox.
Why they saying he was released, but Don Lemon was fired?
Well, CNN is calling cap on Don Lemon being fired. They're saying that that's not what happened.
So he did not.
Don Lemon was getting slowly fired for the past 2 years, bro. They moved this dude's time slot so much. That's why he knew it was coming.
You are on at 2 a.m.
So Tucker Carlson out at Fox News. The network confirmed it yesterday. Fox News said Monday it has agreed to part ways with Tucker Carlson, its popular and controversial host, less than a week after settling a lawsuit over the network's 2020 election reporting. The American News Network said in a press release that the last program of Tucker Carlson tonight aired on Friday. So they were like, that was your last one. You got fired last week. We thank him for his service to the network as a host and prior to that as a contributor. The press release from the network said Carlson became Fox's most popular personality after replacing Bill O'Reilly in Fox's primetime lineup in 2016.
How did he replace Bill O'Reilly?
Ain't he the same person?
Bill O'Reilly was a little bit more tactful, I believe.
A bit
more.
You think so?
He lied a bit less.
So he's also consistently drawn headlines for the controversial coverage, including most recently airing tapes from the January 6th Capitol insurrection to minimize the impact of the deadly attack. There was no immediate explanation from Fox for why Carlson was leaving. What do you think about that?
He cost him 700 M's.
Yeah.
You cost any
if anybody costs my business 700 million.
787.5 million, excuse me.
Yeah. He gotta go.
You gotta go.
What bro, you know you gotta go.
How we making that back, bro?
Yeah.
Right. That's why
how we doing this?
That's why we decided us. We telling you
collectively that you got to go.
Because he was like, I'm coming back on Monday. He was like, I will see you on Monday.
Yeah.
And they was
Audience.
like, you
It's
don't
like,
got
nah.
the funds to be back on Monday.
So what was disastrous about it?
So
wasn't he in an entanglement? Was that the same one?
So they fired him and his producer.
Who we talking about? Who we talking about?
Which one?
Tucker Carlson. You
Tucker.
and your producer got to get out of here.
Guy.
Yeah.
No, Don Lemon, he was having some issues. His popularity was kind of waning over the years. He said some toxic things.
Because before George Floyd, he
Yeah.
was almost anti-black. And then when he
Black people didn't like. Remember, we didn't like him, right?
Because he was shucking and jiving. He was the official shuck and jiver, Don Lemon. And then after George Floyd,
Then he got woke.
bro remembered that he got king folk, that's his skin folk, and decided to sit down and talk up.
I don't think I feel like you have to learn things from news people.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember ever learning something from him. Like he seemed like he was learning with us.
Yeah, Don
Right?
Lemon
Like-
was just along for the ride.
Yeah, he
and
was
just
just
was just
there.
a pretty face.
Yeah.
Don Lemon has been offered a job by Rick Ross to sell lemon pepper wings. Rick Ross said that he thinks it would be a great job for Don Lemon.
I think
and
that
Don Lemon could sell a lot of lemon pepper wings.
I think I would go get the Don Lemon wings.
Don Lemon wings. Yeah.
And Wingstop got lemon pepper chicken sandwich today. I heard about. I was like, I'm going to get one of that.
The Don Lemon chicken sandwich.
Don Lemon pepper chicken sandwich.
That does not sound good.
Yo, Don Lemon, get your lawyers on the phone with Rick Ross.
Immediately. Immediately.
So yes, longtime CNN host Don Lemon has been fired by the cable news network a little over 2 months after apologizing to viewers for on-air comments about Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley. What did he say about Nikki Haley?
Probably said she's.
Oh, he said that something about her age. It was real disgusting. Like she's not in her prime or something like that. I don't know.
Okay. Yesterday we talked about the ex-officer who shot Breonna Taylor has been hired down the street. Texas authorities investigate mysterious cases of dead, mutilated cows.
Huh?
What's going on there?
What do you mean?
I don't know. What is happening? So this is going to be our last story. Mysterious case of dead, mutilated cattle along a Texas highway has left local authorities puzzled. The Madison County Sheriff's Office said last week that its deputies were investigating the death of a 6-year-old longhorn cross cow on a ranch when 5 other similar occurrences were reported along the area of the Texas highway. Each incident occurred in different locations, pastures, and herds. I'm drooling on myself a bit because half of my mouth is numb. Excuse me. The sheriff's office wrote a Facebook post.
That's some strong stuff, huh?
On April 19th, multiple similar incidents have been reported across the United States, and we are actively coordinated. The 6-year-old cow was found dead, lying on one side with a straight, clean cut from apparent precision, removing the hide around the exposed side of its mouth. The animal's tongue was also completely removed.
What?
Aliens.
What the hell?
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I don't know.
Also, 5 other cows, 4 adults and a yearling, were found in the same condition, except 2 also had circular cuts made with the same precision to remove
Wait, where was it?
additional external organs.
Tristan's got it.
Yeah, it's the aliens.
It's definitely the
Yeah, they gotta be.
In all 6 cases, there were no blood spills or signs of struggle.
What you want to know, Janet?
The cows didn't struggle. The grass around the deceased animals was also undisturbed, and there were no noticeable footprints or tire tracks.
No, that's fear mongering because that makes it feel like there was actually some aliens that came down here and killed the cows.
No, for real, because neither predators nor birds scavenged the remains, leaving the bodies to decay untouched for weeks. Nah.
And times.
Nope.
Is this a real story?
Nope. Turn it off because nope.
Is this a real story?
You got to
That can't
snoop
be. I
that
don't
because
know.
that don't sound right to me.
I need to check that.
It's
It's
from a radio station in Kansas.
I see what happened. They definitely got aliens in Kansas.
Because that's what aliens are, Kansas and like Wisconsin
and Utah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, okay.
That makes
I
sense.
believe that there are aliens. They are just confined to those places.
Yes.
And
not this music.
That's true. That's the alien life like right now.
Child,
I don't
listen.
want it.
Roll on into the entertainment.
I can't even. My computer.
Well, the Kardashians are just like Nicki Minaj. Any new celebrity they latch onto, it's almost like a contest to see who can exploit them first. So Ice Spice and Pink Pantheress joined Kim Kardashian's new Skims line. I think Ice Spice is a great fit for Skims. She's always bent over.
She's very, very shapely.
She is.
She's shapely.
Listen, she is really like a grown-up Annie, like a new age Annie.
A grown-up Annie.
That's
and
why I
little
can't
Bo
get
Peep.
into that. That's
like she's like a
real weird to me.
She's like Annie that grew
that her
into
hair?
little Bo Peep.
Oh, no,
Is that her hair? That's what I would like to know.
Is it?
I don't
Is it a
know.
perm?
I don't know.
Is it a perm? But yeah, she is. She has found Illuminati has come and they have. So she must be what they call an industry plant. Because ain't no way that this girl has come out of the blue and has soared to these heights.
She's super cute.
Yeah, she's
she
very
is
pretty.
adorable.
Yeah. Oh wow.
That boy's a liar.
That boy's a liar. I love that.
She
song.
does her butt
know
moves
anything about her
very,
music.
very fluidly.
Did you see her in the thing where they were like spotted Princess Diana? And
She's the munch girl.
Yes. She's a Princess Diana rapper. Joined her Boy's a Liar too. Collaborator Pink Pantheress and singers Nessa Barrett and Ray, never heard of them,
She and her
on
mood.
Monday to model Kim's company's latest offerings, which drop on April 27th.
Yeah.
And look at her.
Yeah, she's dope. Like even without the rap, I'm assuming she's a rapper.
She
She's
is.
a raptress.
She
I
raps.
could see her being a model. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the Pink Pantheress? That's her?
I don't know.
I don't know who any of these
I don't know
people
what it is.
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's clothes.
Skims
Skims is just clothes.
It's shapewear and
Yeah.
underwear.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want some
It ain't for us.
shapewear.
It's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You better buy the dupe. Girl, you better buy the dupes.
Why you representing for Utah, Dee
Did you?
Leave Utah alone. You got ties there?
Let me find out. You got that meth plug.
I know, right? Diddy, see, we're gonna have to talk about that. Shakira is Billboard's first Latin Woman of the Year. Get it, Shakira? Those hips don't lie. That's the truth. She's the first one. Videos hit social media of rapper Sway Lee at the opening of the new Black-owned restaurant Fete on Kingston in downtown Boston. Everyone looked like they had a great time. Always a good look when artists come to the city and support Black establishments. Get it, Sway Lee. That's amazing. Fete is going to be on our next bar crawl list. I don't know.
No flex.
I think it is Black-owned.
No flex.
With that name,
Yeah, it's Black-owned.
Mm-hmm.
Nicki Minaj inspires male fan to drop $60K on legal ass shots. What? What's that? What does this mean? $60K on illegal ass shots. Beauty is pain. Nicki Minaj has proven her influence reaches beyond the booth as she's inspired one fan in particular to drop major coin on butt injections in hopes of achieving her lovely lady lumps. According to All Hip Hop, an LA-based makeup artist by the name of Rudy Villalobos took an expensive and life-threatening journey to become rump twinsies with the super freaky girl lyricist, saying he's never heard of people with small cakes getting love. I want my butt to be as big as Nicki Minaj's. I'm passionate about butt enhancements.
This is a man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've never heard a song about small booties. I've heard songs about this.
Me
Small
either.
booties matter.
Yeah.
Booties matter.
Little booties matter.
Little booties matter. Everybody wants to have a nice, perfectly round-shaped bubble butt. Whether they admit it or not, Villalobos told the outlet, he added, and honestly, no matter how many squats you do, your butt does not grow as big. Exercise tightens and tones, but it doesn't give you the perfect round shape. So she has influenced this man to get butt implants. Does Nicki has butt implants?
What?
I thought she took them out.
No, she's
got
got
shots.
all of it. She's got all of it. She's got implants, shots, bots, and BBLs and G.
I thought we was returning those. I thought we was returning those back to sender.
Not all of them. Not everybody's
No?
returning them. Only Black China. I mean Angela has so far, but Nicki Minaj is
Say
fully
her
done
name
up.
right. Shoot.
Fully
Well,
done up. She's
Wait, y'all
fully
want to see the
inflated.
fan?
Yeah. Show
There's
us.
a got a picture of the boot. Oh.
Where is it?
I think my life has forever been changed.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, well, yeah, that's nice.
What's he going to do
I don't
with
want-
it?
Okay.
I'm-
I mean,
All right. With that said, we are out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Wednesday.
The world is a sick place.
Keep it locked right here to Spark FM Online, number
Yes,
one
it's
for
hard.
Caribbean and urban music, and obviously butt shots.
Everybody's taking their butt shots out, and Cardi took hers out too.
take that trip, Dominican Republic.
No, I don't think Cardi took hers out.
I think she's
either.
encouraging people to take theirs out, though. I don't know if she's actually taking it out, but yeah, she's.
I don't think anybody before the
But
age
I
of
saw
35
her. I saw
should be
her
out
at
here
Carnival
getting-
butt checking people. She got the nerve to be butt checking people when she got a BBL.
Who?
Nicki Minaj.
But hers is nice though. She don't look like
She was at Trinidad and people were coming up to her, hugging her, and she was like, turning them around to look at their butt. Like,
yeah,
let me
I
make
don't.
sure
You
your
think
butt
Nicki
right.
Minaj's butt implants look nice? They look nice in pictures.
I mean,
but
yeah,
when
so
we saw her in videos from the carnival, I was like, oh no, that's not nice, Nicki. I don't love it.
That's not nice.
Don't love it.
I know that was for.
We are out of here. Thank you guys for joining us again for another Saucy and Friends in the Morning. We'll be back tomorrow. Keep it locked. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Log on to sparkfmonline.com. Boston and surrounding communities. Boston Lesbi Gay Urban Foundation and Fenway Health Center is coming to inform you on how important it is to protect yourself from COVID-19. Let's get vaccinated. Let's encourage our loved ones and community friends and family to get boosted. Getting a COVID shot and a booster shot will help save more lives. Guess what? If you receive a vaccination, Blue will give you a one-day pass to any Urban Pride event, July 1st to July 3rd, 2023. To get connected to a health center near you, email info@lesbiagayurbanfoundation.org or visit the CDC website to learn more.
Yamba Market. Visit the first Black-owned dispensary in Cambridge. Yamba Market's mission is to participate authentically in building a socially restorative adult cannabis market in Massachusetts and beyond. Their commitment to the Yamba family is to provide an inclusive and exemplary experience focused on a broad selection of unique strains, quality products, and customer journey. Open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. 580 Mass Avenue, Central Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Registration at yambamarket.com.
Finally Home is a must-read, step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time home buyer with the knowledge they need